everybody. I'm out running the old chainsaw today, and I was thinking about last hunting season. I think about a lot of stuff when I'm chainsaw. Normally I'm not thinking about hunting, but as I was in this particular area, I was thinking about last hunting season and thinking about one of the blunders I made. So it's with this habitat stuff and hunting in general, it seems like for as much as I do right, I do plenty wrong as well and have to learn from my mistakes. So here's where I made an error last hunting season and just kind of my overall hunting strategy. So you can see this woods, I mean, it got lit up with logging. I have a few scattered hinge cuts out in here. I'm hoping to kind of make it some doe bedding. But then I feathered this edge perpendicular to the CRP and the food plot very, very hard. And there's just the perfect trees in this area for hinge cutting. That's why this woods is so great overall for hinge cutting, because it's primarily ash, elm, and lots of box elder, which all are like probably my top three for hinge cutting. So I feathered the edge hard. I think it was mostly box elder and a little bit of ash and maybe an elm here and there. And what I did, you can see the food plot out here. And here's my kind of runway coming out to the food plot. What I did is put a stand right there. One, it's too close to potential bedding. Now that was pretty open after logging last year. I did hinge a few trees in there, and I noticed from a different stand location that doesn't get too close to the bedding, it's well up that direction, but I noticed a doe family group that would like to hang out in there. So this stand was too close to the bedding, but the big reason why it's a total bust is this perpendicular edge feathering. So I've done both. I'll edge feather parallel to the outside of the woods, and I'll edge feather perpendicular. I like edge feathering perpendicular more because it really creates a hard browse line, as you can see. I mean, the end of this box elder just got decimated. And when I was edge feathering perpendicular into the CRP out here, which I'm working on getting the cool season grass killed, and I actually don't, this might be the only corner I'm just going to kind of leave. I still probably kill the cool season grass, I just don't like it. But, oh, there goes Bunny. Yeah, lots of rabbits in this kind of stuff. Oh, there's two of them up there. But as I edge feathered perpendicular here, you can see what happened is, now this is the end of March, it kind of propped up this grass that's in the CRP, and it's cool season grass, so normally that stuff lays flat. But the grass kind of grew up and into the edge feathering, and it created bedding. And I should have known better than to even hunt that stand, because it was probably a few weeks. Lots of deer scatter on here. It was a few weeks before season. I think I had a camera down here. I want to get out of the area and just kind of leave this corner quiet. Well, when I drove down here, it was just, I blew it up. All kinds of deer just busting from right here, just pouring back up the hillside. And well, I don't like busting deer. I should have pulled my camera sooner out of this area. But two, they were bedded here, so I should have known better than to even hunt that stand, which I did just one time, and I ended up getting busted by deer. So terrible choice. What would be much better for this corner is to make it a sanctuary. It needs to sit quiet. We need to just not hunt anywhere near here and let this corner be, even including this food plot right here, at least this corner of it. It just has to sit, because we don't have any stands. We have one down that way a couple hundred yards, and we got one up that way a couple hundred yards. But as far as sweeping this way, there's nothing, and we need to let this be a sanctuary for the deer, especially the way I cut it. And I I kind of hung that stand on a whim last year. I should have just left it. We haven't had one in this corner before. We've kind of left it quiet, but I wanted to try it because it hunted well for a northeast wind, which we don't have a lot of those stand options. And I learned the hard way that it was a poor choice. But yeah, just something to think about. You really got to think about those stand locations and how you're setting them up and where they are in relation to bedding. And if you're going to hinge cut perpendicular, just know you are going to stack deer right to the edge. And I'm fine with that now, because if I'm leaving this as a sanctuary, I want them to bed as close to this edge as possible and to feel safe, so they kick out to some of our other food plots sooner. But last year, I just wasn't, oh, they're on a tree I'm cutting right now. Wasn't thinking about it, and learned the hard way that that stand needs to come down. So I'll be ripping that out of here today. But yeah, this winter, this whole edge, I mean, look at these trees. They annihilated the edges of them, and they're bed stacked all the way on the front side, all the way on the back side of this. And I thought I cut it hard enough that they can't get through here, and they found like 3 different holes. So if they want to get out, they'll get out. If you do the parallel hinge cutting, you can pretty much stop them. But when you cut this way, is for your edge feathering, just know they're probably going to find holes, which now I'm fine with it, because I'm just going to leave this as a sanctuary area and allow the deer to have a little sense of security. So yeah, just something to think about when you're hanging those stand locations. You really have to think hard about access and being able to get into it, because this was an evening stand. If deer stacked up right here, it's just not going to be possible. I think when I cut it, I was just thinking I might leave it for a couple years, because I thought it was open enough in the woods that the deer wouldn't be bedding up in there. But like I said, when I busted them out of here a month earlier, I should have just left it be. And I still wanted to try it one night, and I think I blew a doe out, which, you know, I didn't see myself blowing a buck out, but once you blow one, you know, it's a ripple effect back in the timber, and you don't, even if you don't see other deer blowing or busting, it doesn't mean it didn't happen. So that one will be coming down, and this corner will be a sanctuary. All right, you all take care. God bless. So I decided, yeah, I'm gonna rip this stand down today, the one I pointed out. And I just want to give you a look at what it looked like from up above here. So you can see back in to where they logged very aggressively, I had hinged a few trees, and I just in my head thought it'd be too open to hold deer last year, but they were in there. But look at the edge, and that edge is thick, and the deer are bedding right up through that. I mean, kind of actually more probably right down in there in kind of that bowl. So obviously me getting in here was not going to work. I mean, it looked like it is a good inside corner. See the side by side with the look at the plot right here. I mean, it's a perfect little inside corner, but the access is just not going to work. So we're going to let this just blow up, become bedding next to a great bedding area that's right there, and we're going to not disturb the deer. We're going to give them this area and let them just filter in here and hunt the fringes. All right, so now you can take care. God bless. Have a great day.